This is video 2 of the phone holder design video series. If you want to learn how to design this beautiful giraffe style phone holder, I have a much longer video, about an hour long, where I go over it. In this video, we're going to pick up where we did last time, where we actually had 3 separate parts. So we had a phone, we had the front piece, we had the back piece, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to assemble these pieces together such that they can interlock and they can fit. And I will show you what that looks like. So for the giraffe, an interlocked piece would look like this. And we're going to create a much simpler version using these 3 pieces that we just did. So we click the assembly down here. If you do not have assembly, you can click plus and you can add or create an assembly. So this is an assembly. It has the same axes that we had, and it has an origin. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert those parts that we created. So we're going to click part. We're going to insert our phone. We're going to insert our front piece, and we are going to insert our back piece. And so in this example, we're going to then move. Each of these pieces. We're going to move each of these pieces around, so that we can then interlock them. And the way that we're going to interlock them is we're going to create something called a mate. So we're going to create a fastened mate. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to make 2 of the parts touch each other. So on the inside of this slot, I want this face. There's a little square face on the inside of this slot. I want this face of the slot to be mated, or to be touching this part on this part of the slot, on this face. So if I click mate, it'll actually interlock these pieces together, and I can click plus and it will interlock. So now that it's interlocked, something else that we can do is we can place our phone onto the phone holder. And the way that we do that is we do a parallel mate. So instead of locking the phone in so that we can't move it at all, I do want the phone to slide and to simulate what it would be like putting your phone onto the phone holder. So I'm going to click the back face of the phone, and then I'm going to click the back face, and then I'm going to click the front face of this phone holder, and I'm going to click plus. And that'll kind of place the back face touching the front, and then I can move it around, so I can actually slide the phone up and down, and I can simulate kind of what it'll look like in different positions where I might put the phone. And so now we have this assembly. It doesn't look exactly the way that I want it to. It seems like things are jutting out. Things don't look really nice. We can start to make modifications on each of our parts. So the first thing that we can do is we can change the material. So I'm going to click front, and I'm going to change this material. We're going to prototype this out of cardboard, but eventually we can actually assign the material, and in this case we can use basswood, let's say. So basswood is a very soft and easy wood to work with. It's great introductory wood. So I'm going to change that to basswood, and then I'm going to edit the appearance. I'm going to make it more wood-like. I don't want to spend too much time on appearance, so I'm just going to pick like an orange color to differentiate the back. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to right click, edit appearance. I'm going to make it a lighter orange. And if you want, you can also change it to basswood. This is helpful when you start to do more industrial or mechanical design, where you actually want to use the density or the strength of the material and get the properties and things like that. For a simple thing like a phone holder, basswood will be strong enough for what we're looking to do, so we shouldn't have issues. So there's something wrong with this assembly, right? Like I made a mistake. Like I don't like how there's a gap here and there's a gap on this side. So one of these slots is wrong. When I go to the back piece, I notice that when I type these dimensions in my sketch, I didn't dimension it properly. I thought that it was 3 inches across instead of 4, and I did the math wrong. So let's change that to 4 divided by 2. So instead of 1.5, it should be 2, or I can do 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2, hit enter. It'll change it to 2. I click plus. whoops, I need to edit that sketch. And because I drew it in a different way, I need to dimension this twice. Once at the top, once at the bottom. So I'm going to hit 2, and then I'm going to click plus, and then that is going to fix this piece. And my assembly is automatically going to update. So it should automatically, if it doesn't, you can click the update button, but it should automatically update, and now it looks a lot better. So it looks a lot better. I can go down. So some of you were saying, hey, a phone holder is not that useful unless I can actually charge my phone on it, right? So okay, we want to add a feature so that we can charge our phone. So we can drill a hole, for example, in the bottom piece to where we might want to put the charger for the phone. But think about when you do your design, remember, this isn't the only phone that you're going to have, or whoever you're building this for. They're going to have other phones as well in the future. So think about a universal design that would work for different types of phones and try to drill your hole in that way. Or you might need to drill another hole at a later time. So you can use your ruler, or you can use like a vernier or a caliper or any tool that you want to measure how round or the diameter of your charging cable. You can actually modify this. So I'm going to click the top view. So we have a bird's view of this piece. And then I'm going to click sketch. I'm going to do it on the top plane. So I'm going to drill that hole on this top face. And then I'm basically going to eyeball where I think a hole will be. I recommend you actually measure the charging cable that you have. And again, I'm going to dimension this. And I'm going to make it 0.25. Again, you might need to drill a bigger hole. Maybe 0.375 might be a little bit better. So 0.375, and then again, I'm going to set a distance so I know that it is 4 inches across. So I want my hole to be halfway because most phones are symmetric. And maybe in this design, I want my phone to be centered. So I'm going to change that to 2. And then I'm going to set the dimension from here to here to be 1. All right, it's almost time for class, so I'm going to end this video just by showing you that we can cut out that specific hole. So I'm going to click plus. I'm going to click extrude. And then I'm going to click that sketch, and I'm going to go to, so I'm going to turn this into all the way through all. Whoops, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go through all. I'm going to click remove, and then I'm going to click plus. And then it's going to update the assembly. So now you know how to make drawings on this and how to modify it. The rest of the activity is for you to come up with your own holes, make some shapes, make this design really, really unique. Maybe you can make it wider or longer, change the design, customize it to suit your needs. And then next video, I'll teach you how to make a 2D drawing so that we can prototype this out of cardboard and then eventually make this out of wood. Please let me know if you have any questions.